another 10-point podcast weekly movie news where we scour the internet and do all the research, and so you don't have to get clickbaited, but we definitely do, and Chris definitely seems. So, start because it's been the ongoing thing that I like to moan about before I actually get into what I'm watching. It's a little bit of pre-news. We talked about it last week. Cineworld. Looks like cinemas are fucked in general. When we brought this news out last time, cinemas were fucked. Yep. They were getting bailouts left, right, and centre around the world. And then they released, what was that stupid film I hated? It's like Inception, but not Inception.
Tenet,
yeah.
Oh,
that was,
right. Tenet last
Cinema Saviour, which was an utter gash film and didn't actually save cinemas.
Baffling film.
However, Unhinged definitely saved cinemas.
Unhinged, yeah.
That was a bad one.
Oh yeah, we're back now to another. It's fucked again. Cineworld looks like bankruptcy in a tactical move. My local cinema looks like it's definitely shutting down no matter what. So there goes my 6 years of Cineworld card membership. Just fuck it off.
Where's your next nearest? Like, time-wise, how far is it to your next nearest cinema?
It's only about 5 more minutes. It's in
right.
the next town over, but still, it's not the fucking point. Because it'll bring me swiftly on. We'll come back to this point in a minute, I'm sure. But once again, I did not bother going to the cinema because I just couldn't be arsed. It was depressing. I still haven't seen Bullet Train. I still haven't seen Nope. So I've got very little to talk about. However, I do have one thing I need to talk about. Wrexham.
Oh yes, yeah. I haven't started it, but I saw it was there.
Which I thought it was I thought it was a film documentary. It's a series documentary.
Yeah,
so,
half hours, I think, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm one episode in. I'm all in Wrexham.
You're a Wrexham fan.
that's what like. There's a part right at the very start where Rob McElhenney basically describes Wrexham. Yep, I'm all in. It seems like it's our hometown as well.
So it's a behind-the-scenes documentary about Ryan Reynolds, Rob McElhenney taking over the football club Wrexham. Is it from their perspective, or is it from the football club's?
It's from everybody's perspective, and there's an actual genius moment in it where they're filming before they even plan to buy it.
Right.
So they actually started, like FX started the documentary with Rob McElhenney about buying Wrexham.
Okay.
So they started filming from that day, which was like day one. He had the idea, he's filming it, and it's like how he got Ryan Reynolds on board, including like they've not even like the chairmans and all that have to agree with it.
Yeah.
There's a bit, and it's like right at the start where they're doing a Zoom call like this, and Rob McElhenney's got a massive camera, like proper IMAX camera behind him, filming the documentary. Well, the chair people says, "Are you going to make this into a documentary?" To which Ryan Reynolds just goes like this. We fucked it already before we've even got the club. But yeah, I'm all in.
So it's funny that you said it was Rob's idea because it's all Ryan Reynolds just now.
Oh, it is.
He's the one that's always over.
But it is Rob. Rob was the ideas man. He wanted to do it. He needed a big time. Watch the first episode. It's not really a movie.
They've timed the release really well because Amazon's behind the scenes on Arsenal from last season has basically just finished like this week as well. So they're basically, as everyone's like, oh, I'm sad I finished watching that behind the scenes football documentary, Disney over here, I brought out this brand new one. Oh, we can watch this new one about a different team now. So it's perfect timing, obviously, the start of the football season as well.
Yeah, that's pretty much the only thing I've watched this week. I was like trying to think, what else have I watched? Other than that, I've been absolutely hooked on. I'm not going to bore you with it, but Discovery Plus, just watching random documentaries about shit. Like, I'm all in on treasure hunting and shit, search for Bigfoots, UFOs. I'm all like, that's what I've spent my week doing. So, Chris, what's your recommendations? What have you watched this week? Surely you got something.
I will. You'll be shocked to hear that I went to the cinema.
Fuck off.
And you just binned it off.
Goodness.
Bullshit.
I did. I went to go see Thor Love and Thunder, which was
that was a mistake.
It was a mistake, yeah. It was.
It's all coming to streaming in like a week, I think.
Yeah, no, I realised that. Me and Nicola, like, I'd done nothing all summer holidays apart from work and look after kids. And I thought, do you know what, Nicola, I want one day, we're going to go to the cinema and have a day, just the two of us. Went to go see Thor Love and Thunder. It was shit. Unnecessary, apart from bringing Jane back into the mix. And then I got home and it says it's coming out on the 2nd of September.
Absolutely amazing.
I literally just went into the kitchen and just gave her a cuddle and went, I'm sorry, we just wasted this day completely.
You should have gone to see Nope or Bullet Train.
I know, I did suggest them, but then I was like, no, do you know what? I want to see Thor Love and Thunder. I think you've been overcritical. No,
Yeah.
you're banging the money.
Apparently, I think of all people I've seen talking about or reviewing Bullet Train, I've had the kindest review of it. Everybody is either saying it's bad or it's eh. And I quite liked it. I thought it was quite good. But
I'm
yeah,
still, like I said, I'm still up. I'm definitely going this Saturday. I've decided I'm going to do it back to back. Or I'm doing Bullet Train and Nope.
That's
even
the right
if my
way around.
cinema, yeah, even if my cinema's shutting down, I'm still going to go and do it because
One last hurrah at the cinema.
yeah.
Apart from that, I also started a Marvel marathon just for the sake of it. I've watched Captain America, Captain Marvel, and Iron Man.
It's a random order.
I know.
No, I'm doing it in chronological order.
Yeah, I was going to say that's
yeah.
when I last did. That's how I did it as well. I started
Disney order.
But I also watched, because I hadn't watched it when I back a couple of months ago, and I watched Agent Carter because I'd never seen it either. I thought, oh, I'll squeeze that in. That comes after Captain America.
I tried to do that. I tried to do all like the TV series. I eventually did it, but now there's too many films to do it, so I can't bother. I'm also going to add in the Incredible Hulk because that's not on Disney Plus.
And it's becoming significant because of She-Hulk at the moment.
Yeah.
Even more so in episode 2 if you have or haven't seen that.
Yeah, I've just watched that today as well. But yeah, that's literally all I've watched this week.
Well, She-Hulk is the big thing I've watched, really, honestly. More Better Call Saul, working my way through that. Jade nailed out the whole of the Sandman in about 5 days. I lasted 3 episodes into Sandman, and I was like, nah, I can give this one a miss and stop watching. I can see that it's good. I can see why people like it, but it's just not my thing.
See, if you get past episode 3, that's the end of one shit story, and then they just change it.
Yeah.
Like every 3 episodes, they just change the thing.
At one point, Jade did turn to me and says, that feels like that's a whole part of this finished, and there's still 3 episodes to go. And she's like, oh, yeah, it's like a whole different story now.
Yeah.
But she raved about it, but yeah, I didn't get by episode 3. The way the main guy, who it took me to episode 3 to realise he's the guy from The Boat That Rocked, I could not place him in that. He's the young guy from, it's called Pirate Radio, I think, in other places. But him talking. Strange voice. Oh, I am Morpheus. It's like, just speak normally. Why are you talking like that? It really bugged me. But yeah, Better Call Saul, still getting on with that. I've not caught up yet. I've still avoided spoilers. I don't know what happens at the end of it. Although it's just happened. I managed to avoid that. But She-Hulk episode 2, I'm all in on She-Hulk now. Episode 2
I
was
do
really
like
good.
She-Hulk, yeah. I'm not like, my only criticism is the animation is shocking.
Yeah, it's a bit iffy,
but the rest of it, yeah, I'm enjoying it.
I don't understand the fourth wall thing. I thought only Deadpool could do that.
Episode 2 was a bit weird with that, so I feel like it kind of was forced on us a little bit that she spoke to us a couple of times. But yeah, I'm hoping, my internal logic is that there actually is another person in there. You know how in the first episode Hulk was, or what do you call him, Bruce Banner was like, you don't have to battle with someone for control. My assumption is that the fourth wall breaking is her speaking to the other one who is actually in there.
Right.
I know very little. I know like zero about She-Hulk. These 2 episodes of television is what I know about She-Hulk. I don't know her at all.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, a lot funnier to me. The comedy was more my kind of comedy. The special guest star that was in it, a real twist from what he was the previous time he appeared in the universe. But I enjoyed him.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense. It's got an argument.
Without spoilers, I do like the little tie-in that came in with a previous Marvel film. A recent one,
exactly.
So I'm interested to see what episode 3 now.
Did you? I've seen 2 of the little Easter eggs highlighted that are not spoilers because they're just in the background and I couldn't see them. I don't know if it's like a news background or a TV or a computer screen, but there's 2 little kind of clickable news stories in the background of one scene, and they say something along the lines of, the first one says, something like bar brawl breaks out with man with metal claws is one of the little news stories. Everyone's getting excited. So #Wolverine has been trending on Twitter all day today. And the other one is people asking why there is a giant statue sticking out of ocean. And I'm like, finally somebody's acknowledging Eternals. Eternals is finally, people are asking this question of why there's a giant marble man in one of the oceans. But yeah, these little nuggets, I'm trying again to avoid all these deep dives into all these things, but I did see those pictures. But yeah, episode 2, I'm excited about She-Hulk. I very much enjoyed it, and that's basically what I've watched. When the best film to come out this week is a remastered version of The Wrath of Khan at the cinema, I'm like, I don't think I'll bother going to the cinema this week. So yeah, that's the best I could do. She-Hulk.
There we go. So Wrexham and She-Hulk and avoid Thor is our recommendations for this week.
So 2 thumbs up for Disney, 1 thumb down for Disney, basically.
Yeah. So let's get on to some actual gossip and some news as why the people are here. So obviously I started moaning about Cineworld and cinemas. So I thought we'd do a little discussion point. Are cinemas finally dead? Because I believe there's no place for them now.
I think streaming's killed cinema.
the
Big
quick
time.
turnarounds, the people have got big tellies, they're way cheaper. And ultimately, it's not just Cineworld, it's every film company, except from small independent ones. You go to Cineworld, for example, it's like 16 quid a ticket per person. You take a family, you get them all popcorn and a drink. You're looking at like 70 to 80 quid to take your famally.
Having worked in a cinema, the money comes from the snacks as well. So
Yeah.
like
So it's 25 for a packet of Doritos.
it was blatant when I was there. Was
Scandalous.
the markup from what they take in terms of popcorn, like what it costs them to bring in popcorn to what they actually sell that product for. That's where the money is. Like it costs them money for the whole bringing in films, getting films, and deals with cinema chains and with production companies and all that. But the money's in the snacks. But like Andy says, when it is £13-15 a ticket to just see a film, it's just so costs so much now to go there.
Well, it's like View Cinemas. I used to love View Cinemas. You go in there, and I think you still go on like a Tuesday, and it's like £3.50.
They have
Bargain.
They're ones
Meerkat, that bad boy.
Different. They've got like bargain seats as well. It's like there's premium seats, and then different areas of different screens cost different money.
It cost us for the VIP seats $8.99 on a Saturday.
Well, there you go.
Hey.
So
whereas if you went to Cineworld,
no, sorry, $7.99. What am I talking about? Yeah, $7.99.
Yeah, Odeon Cineworld easily £15 upwards.
Yeah.
And if they're going to keep charging that price, cinemas, that's where you're going to go wrong. People don't give a shit.
I think chain cinemas are gubbed. I think because all of the major studios now, it pretty much is, have their own streaming service, especially in America. Like you've got Paramount Plus, you've got HBO, you've got was it Peacock, you've got Disney. So every main company has somewhere they can put their films. But I think what will survive will be like charity cinemas, like places to get funding, like rich people. Oh, I love blank cinema, I'll keep it open, and then they put on art house films, classic films, and all that. They'll survive, I think, especially in big cities. Like say a small town, its local cinema might really struggle because all the best films are going to be on streaming. But yeah, I think the big chains might struggle now.
And the biggest, go on.
This is the period that we always talked about where COVID shut down films coming out, but it also shut down films being made. So all the films that should have come out have come out. All the films that should be being made haven't yet been made yet to release in time for now, if you know what I'm saying. So there will be more films getting made. It's just that at this moment, all the best films have either come out or not finished yet. So
exactly.
So if they can survive here, to survive this dip, it might be back because there's possibly another Top Gun Maverick in there somewhere, the sixth biggest film in American movie history. So there's something there.
Well, the problem I have with it is people are just going to watch it at home now. Like, and it's people that listen to this kind of podcast, movie geeks, us, that just want to watch it early. They don't want to go dick around at the cinema. If it's on Disney Plus the day of launch, they're just going to watch it on Disney Plus now.
Every second film I go to see, there's a psychopath on the screen. I can't escape them. So
exactly. Genuinely.
I know the psychopath that's here.
I mean,
I was a psychopath at the cinema that day. It was just me, Nicola, and 4 kids, and we were like, yeah, let's have it to ourselves here.
But I'd much prefer to sit in front of my 4K 65-inch telly, which is really close to me anyway, so it's like a cinema screen.
Yeah.
No dickheads. Occasionally I can hear a pigeon outside, but it's not. You've not got cunts eating popcorn, taking their shoes off the waft of BO. Like
that. Nope. Oh my god, the guy behind me. Oh.
Exactly. So you don't get any of that. I mean, if that happens, I just go like, Chantel, go put some deodorant on now.
I can also you can pause it as well. You're in control. You can pause it if you need to go to the toilet. You can turn off subtitles if they're on. I know you have that problem a lot.
Yeah, exactly. But no, I do make a rule when I'm going to sit down and watch a film I've not seen. It's literally phones down, lights down. We don't pause it for anything, even if the door goes. Fuck them. Like I do treat it like a cinema.
Well, if there's somebody at the door, I'll pause it. But I'm like you. Phones down. No interruptions.
Yeah, the phone coming out is the new. I'm getting a bit bored of this. So it was like Sandman episode 2. That's when the phone kind of came out. I was like, no, episode 3. I've got to pay attention. No, the phone came out.
So yeah, there's our cinema rants. We pretty much think if you own a cinema train, it's squeaky bum time.
Sell up.
Speaking of streaming services and cunts that just don't die, Warner Brothers. They're back on our podcast again, so we're going to get sponsorship from them soon, I reckon.
Just say they're Disney every week, and one is usually good news and one is usually bad news.
Exactly. So Warner Bros. Had their screening, their secret private top screening of Batwoman or Batgirl, whatever it's called, that nobody will ever get to see, but it was a cast and crew got together to see, here's what we actually made, which apparently the rumors are is pretty good, but we're never going to see it. So That's that. But then they decided to double down and just decided to move all their cinema releases. So Shazam was meant to come out on the 24th of December. It was one of the Christmas launches. They've now moved it to the 17th of March next year, which was Aquaman's release date, because they've now shifted Aquaman to December next year.
Is that because they have to recast a major role in it?
I would say so. I reckon that's a poopy bed syndrome, we'll call that one. So yeah, Warner Brothers have kind of shafted themselves, and I do feel bad for it. If you're a DC fan and all your films are sitting with Warner Brothers right now, you're just like, oh god.
If you got them done, just release them.
It's just because I read somewhere that I think the Warner Brothers are claiming one way or another they've only got enough money to release 2 films in 2022, like for the remainder of 2022. I think that's why they've shifted everything. That their money for actually making films, promoting films, is so light that they can only do 2, and they've picked whatever 2 it is, and that's the word only.
You just remember some of the best films I've seen are films that just drop. It's like, what is this? Yeah, I'll go and watch it. No trailers, no advertising. The more trailers and advertising I see, the least likely I want to go and see it.
Yeah, exactly. I have a Bullet Train. You want to see Bullet Train, and the more you saw, the less.
I seen a teaser, a genuine teaser trailer. Like, I'm putting a train. I'm sold. Then I seen the entire story. I'm like, oh, can't be arsed. And now it's like 5 weeks in. I've still not seen it.
Yeah.
Because I've got too much. So yeah, teasers. People want just teasers. Just a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Like right now, Black Panther. They keep the Black Panther teaser as it is. Perfect.
Oh yeah, 100%. Do not add to that, but they're going to.
Oh yeah, the first thing is going to be the picture of whoever the Black Panther is.
It'll be the week before, but you just won't be able to escape it. Any channel, any YouTube video, anything you click on, you're going to have the trailers playing. So.
Yeah. So, but yeah, Warner Brothers are like they're gobbed. If you own shares in Warner Brothers, sell. That's another top tip right there. And then the only kind of happy news, I think is happy because it was emotional when he was in Maverick, is Val Kilmer. He wants to reprise his role as Bruce Wayne again in a Batman film.
All right, okay.
I'm okay for that.
Yeah.
Because he can do it, and obviously there is a universe where Batman is in a wheelchair and stuff like that, so they could even go down that route.
Yeah, because it couldn't be his movie, so he'd have to be in somebody else's movie. So I wonder how they would do it. But
yeah, I'm all for Val Kilmer doing more stuff because that scene in Maverick, woof, God.
Still haven't seen it yet.
So, Chris, give us some other news. What have you got?
I've got a few little fluffer bits.
Fluff it up.
Actors are known for playing badasses in movies, but there's not very many that can say they're the actual champion, like Tom Hardy can. He
seen this.
Surprised contestants at a charity jiu-jitsu competition and actually won it. So,
oh, really?
Yeah. He made a guy tap and break his leg, I think.
Just about, yeah. He's an absolute killer.
Yeah.
So next time he's fighting in the film, you can be like, he's a genuine badass. I wouldn't want to mess with him.
Yeah. I don't know that. That's
you imagine being the guy just standing going, I could absolutely destroy this guy, and out walks Tom Hardy, and you're like,
here's Bane.
Oh, can you imagine if you just went, I was born in the darkness.
Break anyone's back.
I'll move.
So my other bit is there's apparently a new Exorcist trilogy on the go. And it's based on a 1971 book of the same name, obviously. Apparently, it's going to be a direct sequel to the original 1973 film taking place in the present day. So it sounds like it's going to ignore the other sequels, which I didn't realize it was sequels.
So kind of similar to what Halloween's just done, where Halloween, the newest trilogy, only follows the original one. So that could be similar to that.
And the one character that's confirmed to return is, I think, Reagan's mum.
I was going to say, is it the demon?
No. Well, I don't know about the demon. I've lost track of who the demons are and stuff. But Reagan's mum from the original film, she's coming back. So it might be central to her family or something. I don't know.
Well, that'll be big on a streaming service when that comes out.
Exactly,
I would say so.
Another bit for Days Gone fans. Sorry, Days Gone fans are raging at the fact that Sam Witwer hasn't been cast in the rumoured movie that's happening. I didn't realise this, but he lends his likeness and voice to the main character, and he's a good actor, so I don't know why you wouldn't go for him. But the guy that is been in talks to do it is Sam Heughan, who I don't know what he's from, Outlander or something like that, or
right, okay.
Something I've never heard of. But that's another game adaptation, which
they're popular now.
Yeah, a few mixed bags though.
Yeah.
Talk about Doom, that was an absolute banger.
the OG.
And speaking of games, I only found this out in the last half hour or so. Our Lord and Savior Ryan Reynolds will front the remake of Clue with director James Bobbin, I think he's called. There's no other details reported yet, but I think it's a remake from like the 19 whatever film that had Tim Curry in it.
85-ish,
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
So
That's
the man could do no wrong just now, so he has to get it.
if that's in the same sort of tone as that, was it Game Night?
Yeah.
In the tone of that, or the one where they had to was the one where they had to like slap Jeremy Renner? Was that Game Night still, or was that a different one?
Oh, Tag, yeah.
Tag, there you go,
Tag,
Tag.
yeah.
Yeah. If it's in the same sort of feeling as those kind of films, I think that could be really good.
See, I kind of want Ryan Reynolds to take part in this new Pac-Man like live action film that's happening.
I don't know how that's going to work.
I don't know, but it's gonna be mental.
Intriguing. Well, I guess it'd probably be with Sonic. He'll come to the real world, I imagine.
Going with that, so like there was some other bits of news that didn't make the cut. So literally, obviously, there was Pac-Man, which I mentioned last week. There's apparently a Tetris film coming out as well. How does that work? Like, is Hollywood just giving up on ideas and going, Tetris? It's like, do you remember we tried to make a Mario film? Let's make Tetris. That'll work. A plumber on mushrooms won't, but Tetris will.
The star of the show will be that one that's a straight line. That's
yeah, you always need a straight one.
Yeah, that'll be
the businesses are just sitting there, just going, Pong. We'll try Pong.
Pong, yeah.
Pong, a movie. I'd watch that.
But yeah, that's my main news. But also, if anyone's looking to get a Hellfire Club T-shirt, don't, because I got one and I've been hounded by little kids since I wore it. I went to the co-op recently. And some guy jumped out at me going, "Oh, I like your T-shirt. Where did you get it from?" And I'm like,
"Oh,
no."
So, a few weeks ago, obviously, we were at Comic-Con at the height. It was the week after Stranger Things had just came out. Everybody was wearing Hellfire T-shirts. Like, I mean, everybody.
Yep.
Those fans are nuts. Like,
I nearly bought one before Stranger Things started because Primark started selling them, and I walked up. I was in a Primark down south somewhere. And I walked in, there's this whole section. I was like, oh, these t-shirts are pretty cool. And it had like Hawkins basketball jerseys and it must be like Stranger Things. And I'm like, I don't know what that Hellfire thing is, but I quite like it. I nearly bought one. I thought, I won't bother with it. And since then, Jay's been looking for one, and she can't get one anywhere. But I'll put her off to what Chris is saying.
I got one, and it's the worst decision I've ever made because I was just walking in the court, and some kid just fucking stalked me around, going, "Where'd you get it?" I was, the internet.
Well, the internet.
Google it.
What website? I'm not telling you. I'm not going to tell you where I get my stuff. If I tell you as a gift, then I'm not telling you the way it's from.
Just say Pornhub.
Yeah, and I was picking the kids up from school, and again, the kids just like, "Oh, look, he's got a Hellfire T-shirt." I was like, "This is the worst business transaction ever."
I got it from 10pointpodcast.com. I pressed the donate button, and I sent
my T-shirt.
Exactly, I'll just take it off there. Take it.
$18.99 to them, and they sent me it.
Well, before we pass over to our forecast, I actually did forget one bit of news that's going across all of our weekly newses. If you've been following, I like to put a little teaser in there for Bruce, and it's the continuation of Godzilla and Kong.
Oh yeah.
So new rumors out, which I don't think are rumors anymore. I think it is now factual, that Disney now own the Kong prequel.
Okay.
So Disney are going to do a live action Kong, Baby Kong, all about him on Skull Island, a little bit more about Hollow Earth. But people are now shitting themselves because Disney also came out in the same week, basically saying their visual effects staff are completely snowed under. They can't do any new visual effects. Kind of can see that in She-Hulk.
Just gonna say.
And now they're going to CGI Kong into the same Kong Godzilla universe, and people are now worried it's going to look shit. Yeah. So it's a worrying times, but you now need to have Disney Plus to watch the Kong bit. You then need to have Apple TV to go and watch the human side of Godzilla versus Kong. And then you need to have a cinema ticket to go and watch the Big Daddy Kong versus Godzilla 2 on the big
Maybe
screen.
if cinemas still exist at that point, yeah.
Exactly. If we shut down cinemas, it'll probably on like Paramount streaming owned by nobody else.
It might be Warner Brothers that own Kong and Godzilla separately, I think. I could be wrong. I think they might have the rights to it, but I could be wrong in that one. But yeah.
So yeah, basically, you're going to have, if you want to watch all your Kongs and stuff like that, you're going to need about £100 a month to watch your streaming services.
The best way soon was going to be just buying DVDs. We're going to be back to just buy the DVDs of the things you want to watch. It's going to
it comes full circle.
I know.
Right, Bruce, give us some forecast. What can we watch this week?
I think it's maybe better than last week, but it's not great. Top 5 barely changed. Nope, Bullet Train, DC League of Super Pets, and Minions maintained the top 4 spots. However, despite Chris going to see it, Thor Love and Thunder has dropped out of the top 5, replaced with a film that I didn't know was coming out last week and apparently was brand new, Dragon Ball Super Superhero. I think I've not typoed that. I think it does say super twice in the title of it, but that came in at number 5. I'm not a Dragon Ball anything sort of fan, but there you go, and that's there as well. This week, though, 2 films coming out this week. One, it's called Beast. I've teased it a couple of weeks in a row. I'm not going to go see it. It seems to be Idris Elba versus a lion, and that is what the film is about.
So I seen the trailer for this ages ago, and I was like, all right. Then as the trailer went on, I went, no, that's a bit shit. And then almost straight away after that, I seen this trailer for this film called Prey, which we've done a podcast on. And I'm like, Predator's better than a lion. Why would you bring this film out? They literally fucked it up.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It is basically that. It looks like Idris Elba and his family on holiday in like a safari, and they crash their car, and then there's a lion there, and then there's a film happens.
No, well, apparently the lion's trying to take vengeance because it's the people he's on the tour with, like they killed the lion's family. So apparently they've actually put a backstory to this fucking lion. That's like
character.
So
We're gonna kill this lion.
Yeah.
Just go watch Prey instead. I reckon it'll be a better film.
Just watch Prey instead. So that's one of the big films. Another one, kind of intriguing. Is one of I don't want to dig too deep into it in case it spoils stuff. It's called The Invitation. The main star seems to be Natalie Emmanuel. She's from Game of Thrones. I can't remember what her character name was, but she was Khaleesi's kind of
Miss Sandy or something like that.
That's her, yeah. So she's the main girl in it. And I don't recognise the actor, but I just have Sean Pertwee in it, who we've done on the podcast before. He's not one of 2 main roles, but he's in there. This is what the synopsis says for The Invitation. A young woman is courted and swept off her feet, only to realise a gothic conspiracy is afoot. So it's like, there you go. It sounds a bit like Ready or Not, which
that's what I was trying to think of.
Yeah, a bit like that. But yeah, it seems like a kind of twisty sort of thriller. It looks like it's got horror elements to it. But there you go, The Invitation. They both come out. I think they are both at cinemas this week. I couldn't find other word. I keep expecting to see Bodies, which is a film I see advertised everywhere, but hasn't got a UK release date for like another few weeks yet. So you can see it in unlimited previews if you're a Cineworld goer. But
that's that random porn film I keep seeing on Facebook, is it?
It could be. I don't know. But it's like
some Swedish thing. I got a standing ovation at like the Cannes Festival or something.
Right. I don't think it's.
I don't know if that's what it's called.
No, I think it's like a Gen Z, as I say, whatever the most current name for the generation is. Sort of kind of thrillery, kind of twistery thing.
I would say Gen C's. That's what I'm saying.
Gen C's.
Hey.
And then streaming this week, I couldn't find any new films that are actually streaming this week. I forgot to watch Andy's recommendation from last week, the Day Shift.
Greatest film I've seen ever.
My dad watched it and said it was the most cliche-ridden thing he'd ever seen.
I told you. That means good.
That's good. Okay. So in terms of streaming, next Friday, which we might not be doing a news podcast for next week because we're probably not doing a podcast next week. Rings of Power, the Game of Thrones, the Lord of the Rings prequel is the word I'm looking for. Starts next Friday, the 2nd of September. So I guess we'll all be back on.
Like we've gone through this whole thing without talking about the Game of Thrones prequel that came out.
I've watched it yet.
And also, it wasn't worth talking about. There was some titties, there was some ass. That's pretty much standard Game of Thrones right there.
That's your life, isn't it? Ass and titties.
I'd be review of something. Is there nudity? Yes, there is. Let's talk about it. Yeah, so Rings of Power. By the next time that we would have done a news podcast, that'll have come out. So go see that as well. And in the future, some more films. November sneaked into my radar now because that's actually when films are coming back. So probably by the time I see Halloween ends, it'll be November. And then the cinemas are still alive. Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, and something else I've not written down. But yeah, it's a bit quiet on the film front at the moment, Andy.
Well, there you go. So that's why we're going to be taking a couple of week break because there's some important events taking place, which we'll talk about after the podcast. So yeah, we pretty much give you no things, but if you like Ryan Reynolds, go watch Wrexham. If you like Marvel, don't go and watch Thor. But if you do like Marvel, watch She-Hulk. And you've got nothing to look forward to in the near future. That is the summary of this podcast. So, but if all is doom and gloom, you could go and just get yourself Catch Me If You Can, because that's going to be the film that we're going to be reviewing, and it'll be the next podcast you can listen to us on. I'm sure there'll be some hot takes in that because Chris loves a twist. And we'll see what we have to think on Catch Me If You Can, and we shall see you hopefully in a couple of weeks if there's any movie news. If there's not, we'll probably give up and never do this
See you
podcast
another year's
ever
time.
again. So we'll see you for now.